There are instances when, because as I said, the children that are offered, you find it's either the taboo. There are those who come and say, I want to offer the child because I do not have a job. I don't have a source of income. So for SAT, we try to explore what can we do to support you to keep the child. Because for us, as much as possible, if you're offering the child because you're thinking now I don't have a job, you could get a job tomorrow or next year.
And then you feel terrible.
And then you feel terrible. So for us, we are looking at what is it that we can do so that you can keep that child. But in cases where you find, we get cases of people offering because like they went through rape. And this would be like a constant reminder of what happened.
Of what happened to them.
So even as much as you try to counsel them to keep the child, it may not be possible. So for that such, then we can get the children, or for the taboo, we get the children. But during the counseling, we are trying to explore what other alternatives do you have. And I can assure you, like out of all the cases we get and we talk to, 60% of them end up keeping the children.
What do you do with the child after that?
After we get the child now, when we are taking you through counseling, it actually takes a while because we'll do the initial counseling, we can take the child and give you time to think about it. And during that time, you can either visit the child if you wish. If you change your mind, we will still keep talking to you because we want you to change your mind. If you change your mind, then we will give you back the child happily, because for us, we would rather have you.
The best solution is the first.
It's for you to stay with the child. But in case you are still convinced that you do not want to keep this child, then you come back. There's initially when you show intention, there is a form you fill, what we call the final consent. Final consent means that you're giving up the child completely and you're saying that this child can actually be found for family.
How difficult is it to find a family? I know some people like to have children. They are looking for it, they cannot get children.
Yeah.
Are they coming also to child welfare, and do they ask you, do you have a child for me? Or how does that work?
Yeah, normally we have people who want to adopt children. They either want to adopt because they don't have their own children, or they have their own children and just want to provide a family for a child, or they have boys and want to get a girl, or they have girls and want to get a boy. So for SAT is where you find we place or we give these children that have been offered, in addition to the other children who are abandoned or orphans. We give them now to the families. And so it's not difficult to get these children families.
To give them a new family?
No, we actually give them new families.
But the other question I have, I see a girl, 3-4 months pregnant, walking through the streets of Nairobi, completely confused because she didn't want a baby. She's pregnant now. She doesn't like to tell the parents. She sees the school time going banana. She said, okay, what do I do? Can they come to you?
Yes.
When they are in that situation?
Yeah, actually for child welfare now, the program that takes care of the mother offer, we call it crisis pregnancy, where if you're out there and you don't know what to do, you're thinking of abortion, you're thinking I can't tell anyone, I don't know what to do, then you are welcomed to come to child welfare.
And how many of these cases do you handle?
Quite a number of them.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think within, as I said, almost at least 5 every month. Yeah. So, and then maybe one other thing I should mention is that in terms of when you have to offer your child or give up your child, there are 2 categories. We have the adults. Adults means they are 18 and already have an ID. And then we have children, where it's a child who is expecting a child and wants to give up the child or to offer the child. Then the parents have to be there and also agree
because
for that. Because the child is a minor, so they have to be able to be supported by an adult, and normally it's the parents of that child.
So, last question: what is the difference between when a kid is abandoned or the offered children? Is that the same treatment?
No, it's not the same treatment, because where the child is offered, it means there is a parent. There is somebody that you know, this is the parent to this child. But in case of an abandoned, you do not know who abandoned the child. So for abandoned cases, they're handled differently, where if, for example, you find an abandoned child today, the first thing you need to do, you need to report to the police, and then get the police give you, record it in their, they call it daily occurrence book, OB, and give you an OB number, and then you leave the child with the police so that they can get either an institution and investigate. Actually, after that, the police are supposed to, are given by law 6 months to investigate the family of an abandoned child. After the 6 months, then that's when the child can be considered probably to be placed in a family. But then the police have to confirm. We actually did an investigation and didn't find the family. But on the other hand, then the offered child, when you offer a child today, you're given 6 weeks. So after 6 weeks, if you come back and say you totally don't want the child, then that child can be placed. So you can see the difference.
You're right. It's better to offer it.
Yeah.
To give it
instead
an
of abandoning or throwing away.
But when I adopt a child which is offered,
yes,
I will not have any problem with the family.
No. Actually, what happens is if we give you a child who has been offered for adoption, you won't know who the family was. And the mother of this, let's say I'm the mother who gave up the child for adoption or offered the child, and the child has been placed or adopted by you. I won't know you are the person who adopted the child. It's not allowed.
You see,
yeah,
sometimes good news. The good news is that you don't need to do that abortion, which you probably will take with you your whole life. You can offer your child. On the other side, I like always to ask families here in Kenya to adopt a child, because so many children are still in children's homes and they need parents, they need somebody to take care of them. Please, if you want to do it, go to child welfare and they give you the way how to do it.